why am I so excited about the opportunities at the design and the crossroads of design and biology? We have so much knowledge, especially over the last 20 years, to understand the origin of life and therefore evolution and therefore the origin of our species and already the changes that our species are happening. So we're at this amazingly interesting and exciting time where we have the ability more than ever, and especially over the last 10 years, to understand so much about who we are, how we operate, how do we connect to each other, how do we connect to plants, how do we connect to microbes. I mean, at the end of the day, we happen to be in a planet that is really a microbial planet. We happen to be able to be here almost as guests, but so much of what happens around us has to do with understanding how life works at smaller scales. So understanding that, being able to use it for good, being able to create with it either an artistic form or a functional form, it's just, we have these opportunities that are now emerging, and this next 50, 100 years is really going to be about having many conversations and interactions around this, from the hard sciences to the creative, artistic design world. So I can't think of any other space that is as exciting as what is happening around our understanding of life. At IDEO, we're very interested in pushing the limits of how do we translate anything that has to do with the sciences in any space, really, from engineering to nanotechnology to energy to computer science, into products and services that connect with people, and that's where the design and build come in. So let me give you a couple of examples of some of the things we're doing in this space. We've done some examples where we've actually explored quite at a deep level in partnerships with different scientists and different organizations to design and build, therefore derive products that have new features based on synthetic biology opportunities. So one of them is, for example, on the future of manufacturing for a particular industry that has to do with accessories that we wear as part of our clothing, and how can we leverage different technologies derived from synthetic biology for manufacturing very differently. There's another project we've done. We have a collaboration. My colleague Will Carey has been leading this collaboration with UCSF on creating objects that we could use in our day-to-day life that are derived from synthetic biology. And I'll give you just briefly two examples. One is a cup that is built actually from organisms that have some nutritional properties, and you could use that cup as the vessel to hold liquid or water, and then as that water mixes with the cup is also edible, and then the organisms sort of become alive, and you also have this sort of nutrition element out of that. As an example. Another example is a set of soaps or cosmetics that you could have in your home that are actually partly created from the own genetic material of microbes and yourselves that exist on your skin. So you could take those, put those through a process to incorporate those into a soap or a loofah that you can imagine is actually partly created from your own genetic material, as an example. Another area that we're working on is visualizing biological data, and that's a different scale, so genetic or molecular or systemic, in a way that is artistic as a way to create a conversation. So we've done a project for a genetics company where we've basically visualized in a sculpture a genetic profile of someone in a way to create a conversation that is not just scientifically correct and quantitatively appropriate, but it's actually just beautiful and aesthetically pleasing, and it creates curiosity and questions, and it begs you to learn more about this. There's another couple of projects that we're working on, also visualizing data, and there's a new project that we're starting now, which has to do with redesigning the tree of life. At the end, or at the beginning of something like synthetic biology, again, is biology, and at the beginning of biology is life. So how do we understand life now with all the knowledge we have of different species? And what are the tools that we need to have to understand life? Because it's quite complicated. It was easier when you had Darwin's tree that you could draw in one page, and now today you need a whole software to basically just visualize 5,000 different species or 7,000 different species and how do they connect. So the tools that we also develop to understand the basics, I think, are evolving, and we're also very interested in participating there. So that sort of gives you some examples of the work that we're doing from the designer's lens into the field of biology and synthetic biology.